YouTube, how are you guys today? It's Jake back with another video, and today we're doing our first actual series on the channel. We are doing a series revolved around web app and early access or EA access time, and they both really relate to each other since web app should only be about 18 to 24 hours earlier than those that have EA access. So I wanted to essentially get a series going here about what to do when you first load up the game, things like what to pick for your starter squad or your starter nation, SBCs to do and what order to do them, what initial investments you might want to make. And it will be drawn out over a few episodes because I want to keep the videos a little shorter for you guys so it's more feasible to watch. Let's get started. The date is finally September 18th, and it's the date we've all been waiting for. Those of us with wives or girlfriends, we're going to start disappearing and going off the radar a little bit here, and you might hear a phone conversation like this.
Next message.
Hey Ryan, this is your girlfriend, and I'm mad.
Basically, this video is going to be using a lot of past experience I've had when starting up a new year of Foot. They might change things a little bit this year, and some of this information may not be as relevant, but I want to do my best to guide you before I even see what's going to come out on web app, and so you can go into it prepared at least. Initially, when starting up the FIFA 20 web app, you're going to be taken to a home page similar to this. Your coin total better say 0, so I'm going to be a little confused, same with FIFA points. And it will say like what year you established or what you started playing Foot and your team name. It will have a different list of options for you to go into here. But where we're going to be starting out is actually simply going to the store. And in the store, you're going to actually see a selection like this. It's going to say something called My Packs. This pack won't be in your store. I'm saving it for FIFA 20. Just kidding. So in that My Packs section is essentially going to be a variety of packs based on how long you've been playing Foot and likely the hours you put into FIFA 19. Sometimes it's a combination of the two. Sometimes they don't even disclose their full formula, but it will be one of those two situations, and I expect the welcome back packs to give you anywhere from around 2 to 6K to get started, and that's a decent base when you're looking to start trading and start getting players into your team. One thing you might notice is that you might want to keep players that you're going to use in your starter squad or the starter nation you select. When you pick a starter nation, you definitely should go with, in my opinion, England, France, or Spain. I essentially think those three nations give you the best chance at reducing a cost of an SBC, and that's really what it's for since those come with loyalty. Your goal would be to reduce the cost of any of the basic or advanced SBCs you want to do. This one kind of depends on approach and how EA are going to conduct this. It's a little bit unique this year, what I've seen in videos, and it's not confirmed either way. They're literally keeping it under the radar, so we really don't know if we're going to see an EA catalog again. I know it's in some videos, but that doesn't mean it pertains to Foot. So we could see something different, and we will be seeing something new like a season pass. And they may incorporate what we know into season pass, such as getting kits, balls, stadiums, whatever it might be for tenure of playing or for incentivizing playtime and objectives. You might see that in the season pass instead of the catalog, but really it doesn't matter to us. What matters to us is that we have some way of producing more coins and using that discard value and coin boost to get started initially. This year, you're not able to access the catalog from your web app or companion app, as far as I know. So that might be on the day you have EA access, but keep in mind, the web app supposedly releases September 18th and access releases the 19th. So really, we're talking about a 1 day or less time frame to complete this web app steps and then go into access. So that's why I wanted to incorporate both things into this one video. When you're using the EA catalog or season pass, what you want to do is definitely discard anything you can. Kits, balls, stadiums, whatever you can discard. That can equal a nice lump sum of a few thousand coins. From there, I would put on any coin boost that you can afford. Last year, I think we saw 200 coin boosts all the way up to 1,000 coin boosts per match, and it was a pretty big variety. I think the top boost is 1,000 coins per match for 15 games. How I personally would recommend starting is purchasing the top boost and then going down from there. I think they do stack as well, but I personally would recommend one at a time. For this reason, sometimes people use those coin boosts and forget they have them on and go to do like a loyalty glitch. If you don't know what that is, it pertains to people getting full chemistry for SBCs. And essentially you quit games really early and you're using contracts to do that and you're using gameplay. So it takes away that 1,000 coin bonus for those games and you actually lose out on them. I know a decent percentage of people had that happen last year and didn't know why their coin boost went away, but that would be why. So do not use coin boost when you're doing the loyalty glitch, please. Lastly, with the season pass or catalog, again, whatever we see it in, I would definitely look to unlock all lone players. I think lone players are going to be much bigger this year than years past. This year, from what I've seen objective-wise, they're pretty aggressive, they're pretty out there, and they require a lot. So, for example, in one video I actually saw, I believe that you need to score 100 finesse shots, and it equals a 25,000 coin bonus. So, it's going to be really interesting to weigh out how people use this 10 hours of access time as well, because maybe people are playing squad battles on a low difficulty, but trying to rack up a ton of finesse goals to equal a 25,000 coin bonus. I think it's going to really alter what we do, and people aren't talking about it. So you'll have to do the math on like how many goals you're scoring a game and what objectives you can complete easily. I know the other ones in that set were headers, and then one of them was bicycle kicks. So you weren't going to complete the whole, I think it was called the Centurion objective right away, because it's simply so challenging. But maybe you can use that EA access time and complete the finesse shots and get a 25k coin bonus. So there's going to be a ton of different approaches there, but make sure you're aware of the objectives is my point. Some objectives might be you have to score a goal with a Croatian player or assist 3 times with a French player. So if it were me, I would keep at least a couple games on my loan card so I can have a variety to use for objectives. Another thing I wanted to mention here that you kind of just get as a gimme from EA, they like to get people off the ground running. I know FIFA points will be as big or bigger than ever this year, but for us, Road to Glory is one thing that they do give us is they give everyone it, is a daily login bonus on web app. So on the 18th, at some point in the day, I assume they're going to give you some kind of incentive for logging on. They'll probably do this the same time every day for a week or two. I think last year it was 2 weeks, don't quote me on that, but I believe it was 2 full weeks where you could sign in every day and get some kind of bonus. It could be a contract pack, sure, but I believe the bonuses went all the way up to 5,000 coins. And if you get 5,000 coins early on, you could likely use those to invest in a really meta card that's going to rise for the next week or two. Make sure you're signing on to the web app every single day, especially those days you're using Access or that you have Ultimate Edition or Champions Edition and you get the game 3 days early. I would personally make sure you're checking into web app every single day and hitting that reward. Essentially, after you go through those steps, you're pretty well set up for a start. You probably have around 5,000 to 10,000 coins, and having that coin total really lets you get started. From there, I would essentially go into the SBCs. You'll see a section like this. As far as everything I've seen, they're not going to change these SBCs. EA is really lazy. They've used similar SBCs, if not the exact same, for a couple years straight now. I'd be surprised if it doesn't change. I do hope that they add more, but I still think we'll see these ones as well. The basic SBCs essentially are going to give you untradeable cards, which help again in the future. It's worth going through. They're really easy to conduct. I would definitely get them done, and plus you have to move on to go to further SBCs, so make sure you knock out what you have to. They're really cheap. You should have a lot in your club that's readily available for them. Next, I would essentially go into the advanced SBCs. The advanced SBCs have a few different options here, and they all produce really good pack value. What I want to do is tell you how I like to start SBCs, and I know there's some really proven accounts that do SBC accounts. That's not personally me, but I know that this formula works really well on where to start and what SBC order to do to make sure you're maintaining coins and making good profit. The first SBC set that I'd recommend doing as a whole is actually hybrid leagues. If you're gonna do hybrid leagues first, what I would do is a very specific order that I think produces essentially the most coins and allows you to get them done feasibly. Is I like to start at Prime 9, then go to Squad Goals, then 7 Suspects, and lastly Rare 5s. If you do it this way, the pack return for all of them should either give you a profit or enough to continue using them in the next set of SBCs. So you can store what you want in your club if you plan to continue to go through them, or make sure you're selling things of decent value. That's all going to depend what your plan is. I mean, if your plan is to build a team and get some games in on Access, invest those coins into your team. If your plan is to get trading after doing these SBCs and you have a few hours that night, it's definitely worth doing, and you can start using those coins to trade. So I don't have a direct answer there. It's really up to you on how much time you have and what you want to use this web app time for. Remember, it's only going to be around like 18 to 24 hours or even less. It's not confirmed for sure. This would simply be my recommendation of how to get started. things to look for, and gentle reminders. I want to set you up for success in this series. This is just episode 1, so we're just getting started off here. And next, I'll go through a series of low budget weighted trades to get your coin total up on not only web app and EA Access as well. Thanks for tuning in today, and I hope to see you back for next episode. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Peace.